All right, welcome back to the show. I am astonished by what I just heard the other day. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were just like, chatting around this and that. And he tells me, "Did you know that they're doing a reboot of Full House, and it's going to be on Netflix?" At first, I was like, "What? Why the hell would anyone want to bring back Full House?" I remember I used to watch the show when I was like 5 years old. But, kind of like when I grew up and, I had a fully formed brain, I stopped watching it. In fact, I remember a couple years ago, I was just flipping through the channels and I saw Full House and I was like, oh, that's great. Let me just watch this for 5 minutes. I remembered the episode. I believe it was the episode where DJ accidentally drives the car through the kitchen. And of course, the next episode, the kitchen is perfectly fine. And for the rest of the series, no one ever talks about it. So I'm watching it for 5 minutes, and it had to be one of the worst shows that I've ever seen in my life. And what I don't get is it me or is it the fact that there are no more good shows out there? Like sitcoms just don't exist anymore. No, I know what you're going to say. There's like Big Bang Theory and Modern Family and maybe a couple other shows here and there. But there used to be a time where you could turn on the TV Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, and there'd be great sitcoms everywhere. We just don't have that anymore. So I found this article, and the title of the article is Fuller House Just Got Fuller. Check out who signed on, by a Sydney Bucksbaum. This is, I think, Hollywood Reporter or something like that. Anyways, there's like a million of these articles that are out there. And basically, from my understanding, Netflix now, who has great programming with Daredevil and House of Cards. For some reason, they want to bring back this garbage of Full House. And the worst thing, too, is the premise for Fuller House is the same exact premise of Full House. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Full House was a show that revolved around Bob Saget, who played Danny Tanner. And his wife died, so he's got to raise his kids. So his two best friends move in with him. Right? So there's a lot of hijinks and stuff like that. All right, so the new Fuller House is basically going to be the same premise. So it turns out that DJ, she's pregnant, and her husband dies in a car crash. So she's got two kids. So Kimmy Gibbler, who played her best friend on the show, is also a single mom. Big shock. She moves in. And then her sister, who's a struggling musician, she moves in. And for those of you might remember, the sister is Jodie Sweetin, who has really just been like a mess. And she was on meth, and she was kind of like but she was a drug addict. So they're going to do this show, and of course, what's his name? Uncle Jesse, John Stamos, is going to be back. And it's funny. The thing is I don't think anyone's actually interested in even having the show back. And I'm going to tell you why. Mary-Kate Olsen told Women's Wear Daily that they just found out about the project. And she made it seem like she and her sister, Ashley Olsen, hadn't been contacted about the new series at all. Okay, this is from the article. She goes, "I'm shocked I haven't heard from John," she said. "I'm going to call Saget and get his perspective," Ashley said. To that, Stamos took to Twitter, retweeted a link, and said, "I call bullshit." They knew about the show. It wasn't a surprise to them, a source told E! News. Another source agreed, saying, "They definitely knew it was happening." It's like, really? The show's about to take off, and you guys aren't aware of it? You know what? I am just so tired of them bringing back these god-awful shows. Listen, there's a reason the show went off the air 20 years ago. All right? It was great in the 90s. Okay, but you know what? People grew up. People decided, hey, we don't want to watch garbage like this anymore. All right? Those family sitcoms where there's like laugh tracks and no matter what happens, the parents are understanding and you learn something at the end. Nobody wants to watch that. And I thought Netflix is supposed to be cutting edge. It's not cutting edge now. This is a really big disappointment. But if you are actually interested in watching Full House, let me know what you think by posting a comment at the bottom. And just let me know. Are people excited to see it? Obviously I'm not. But I'm just curious if other people are excited.
to predictability. The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside